Let me tell you, I never imagined my first week as a homeowner would turn into a full-blown legal showdown with the Queen of Karens herself, Betty Sterling. You'd think inheriting your granddad's place in a so-called nice neighborhood would be the start of some peaceful new chapter, right? Yeah. That lasted about 3 hours because nothing in life says welcome home like a white BMW skidding to a stop in front of your house and a woman with a clipboard charging across your yard like she's leading a SWAT team. So picture this. I'm just dragging boxes out of my Honda, sweating in the August sun, half daydreaming about finally setting up my study and grading papers by the window when I hear a car door slamming with the force of someone who lives to ruin your afternoon. I look up and here comes Betty, sunglasses the size of saucers, clutching a clipboard so battered you just know it's seen some stuff. "Excuse me," she hollers, marching up like she's about to deliver a war crime indictment. "Are you the new person who moved into our neighborhood?" The way she stretched out person, you could practically hear the air quotes. "I'm Betty Sterling, HOA Enforcement Director. We need to discuss some serious violations." And oh, she's got an audience. Mrs. Patterson next door comes out to water her plants, but really, she just wants front row seats to this circus. I've been teaching high school for almost a decade, so believe me, I know how to handle difficult people, but Betty, she's an Olympic gold medalist in the sport of petty drama. She starts rattling off complaints. "Your lawn is 3 inches high, it's supposed to be 2. That Honda doesn't belong in a luxury community. Your mailbox is the wrong shade of black, like, come on lady, I just got here." But she's just warming up. Next thing, she's taking pictures of my car, my windows, my mailbox, and there's a young guy trailing behind her looking absolutely mortified. Turns out it's her son Danny, and she calls him her documentation specialist. Poor kid probably just wanted to play Xbox. Betty's barking. "Those blinds are the wrong direction. Guests can't park after 10 p.m. These plants aren't on the list." And honestly, I'm so stunned I start laughing. "Ma'am, could I see your official paperwork for these violations?" And that's when she cranks the volume to 11. "I've lived here for 8 years. I know the rules. People like you need to understand our community standards." She's got that look that says she's not used to being questioned, and she sure doesn't like being recorded when I pull out my phone. "You can't record me," she shrieks. I'm like, "Lady, you're the one yelling at me in the street. I'm just making sure I remember all these rules." She threatens to call my principal. How she knows I'm a teacher is beyond me, and warns my lawyer will be in contact soon. Betty speeds off, still shouting out her BMW window about community standards. I'm left standing there holding my lesson plans about the American Revolution, thinking, well, here's my own personal King George right in suburbia. I go inside and start digging through HOA records online. Guess what? Betty isn't the president, never was. It's someone named Maya Collins. And the real contact info is nothing like the Gmail address Betty scribbled on a sticky note. Later, Mrs. Patterson catches me unloading more boxes. "Betty's been different lately," she whispers, all-knowing. "Started about 8 months ago. She used to be involved in the HOA, but something changed. Word of advice, document everything." She gives me this look like she knows more, but she's not about to say it out loud. That night, while unpacking in my grandfather's old study, I find an old property management folder, rental agreements, payment records, and one stub that jumps out: monthly rent from V. Sterling Consulting for a house just up the block. Huh. Could be a coincidence. But the name sticks in my head. The next morning, I'm hoping maybe it was just a weird day. Maybe Betty will cool off. Yeah, right, she's parked out front with her phone pressed to her ear, gesturing like she's calling in an airstrike. An hour later, my principal, Dr. Peterson, calls. "Alex, we need to talk. I got a very concerning call about a neighborhood dispute. So Betty's trying to get me fired over grass height." Later, she shows up at the school office raising hell with her folder of evidence. The whole main office goes silent as she rants about how I'm destroying property values. She starts shouting racist nonsense in front of students and parents. Officer Martinez has to escort her out while she's still yelling. By now, videos of her meltdown are making the rounds online. That night, I finally tracked down Maya Collins, the real HOA president. She sighs. Betty hasn't been HOA president for 8 months. We removed her for embezzling $18,000 from the community fund. Suddenly everything clicks. Betty's been running a fake HOA racket targeting people too new or too polite to fight back. I'm victim number 4. Next day, Betty hosts a fake emergency HOA meeting at her house, inviting the whole block to slander me. She circulates edited videos, tells people I'm threatening her with violence. My reputation's tanking before I even know half my neighbors' names. At the grocery store, she corners me in the cereal aisle, screaming for the manager and accusing me of stalking her. People are filming. The manager rolls his eyes and security finally escorts her out. I start documenting everything. Texts, threats, the fake eviction notices she leaves under my door. Then a guy in a suit shows up and hands me a thick envelope. Betty's suing me for $45,000 in damages. I call Maya in a panic. Turns out Betty was a corporate lawyer before her HOA career. She's built a case to make herself look like the victim. But then I remember the folder from my granddad's study. I dig deeper and discover that Betty's consulting company has been paying rent for 3 years directly to my family trust. Betty's not just my nemesis. She's my tenant 3 months behind on rent. She's literally trying to evict her own landlord. I'm stunned. I call the property management company and they confirm it. She owes $9,000 in back rent. I decide to hold off on eviction for now because there's something poetic about Betty dragging me to court while she's 3 months overdue on her own payments. Friday arrives, court day. I'm shaking from nerves, clutching a folder with every piece of evidence forged: HOA docs, rent receipts, videos, the works. Betty shows up with her entourage, neck brace tissues, her son with the camera, her expensive lawyer, a trio of neighbors. She takes the stand, delivering a performance worthy of an Oscar, painting herself as a victim of my campaign of terror. But then it's our turn. Maya testifies that Betty was removed as HOA president for embezzlement and has no legal authority. Sarah, my attorney, calls up Jennifer from the property management company. Who's been paying rent on 1247 Oak Street for the past 3 years? Betty Sterling, to the Rivera Family Trust. Jennifer says, pointing at me. The courtroom explodes in whispers. Judge Rodriguez stares at Betty. Miss Sterling, you're suing your own landlord. Betty loses it, rips off her neck brace, and screams about conspiracies. Her lawyer packs up and walks out. Judge Rodriguez slams her gavel, dismisses the case, refers Betty for criminal investigation, and orders her to pay my legal fees. But here's the kicker on her way out. Betty drops a note. Insurance claim ready. Neighborhood deterioration documented. Alex Rivera, perfect target. Payout $50,000. She wasn't just harassing me, she was trying to set up an insurance fraud scheme with me as the fall guy. As the news cameras roll, Betty's arrested for fraud, perjury, and violating a restraining order. She just couldn't resist getting in my face one last time, even as her husband handed her separation papers right there in the parking lot. Over the next few weeks, the truth comes out. Betty's been running this con for years, faking neighborhood decline, filing fraudulent insurance claims, and bullying anyone she couldn't scam. Without her, the neighborhood breathes again. Kids play outside, Maya runs the HOA with actual transparency, and Mrs. Patterson hosts real community coffee meetups. I get promoted at work, my students throw me a party, and Betty ends up sentenced to probation and community service, helping people find housing of all things. The woman who tormented tenants now has to help them. And as for Betty, well, after being evicted from her own house by me, her landlord, and from a series of sad apartments for harassing tenants, she winds up working at a gas station out in Nevada, banned from 3 buildings for causing trouble. Some people never learn. But karma always delivers. My neighborhood's finally peaceful, my job is secure, and the kids, well, let's just say they know a thing or two about standing up to bullies now. So here's my question. What do you think? Was justice served, or did karma go too far? Ever seen a bully implode this spectacularly? Drop your thoughts below. I'm Alex, and if you've ever been steamrolled by a fake authority, just remember the truth always wins in the end.